All right, let's start with our top story here that's really shaken the country at this point. The Indian government deciding all major smartphone brands henceforth, like Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, all smartphones in India's largest smartphone market, which is India, in fact, to pre-install the Sanchar Sathi cybersecurity app on every new device that will be sold now in the country. This is under the updated Telecommunication Cybersecurity Amendment Rules 2025 that will come into effect from November 28th. Now, it's the first time a government app will be present on all new phones in India, which is a market of smartphones. We have literally 1.2 billion mobile users, and in this market, decision like this is massive. Now, Sanchar Sathi is an app that's designed, according to the government, to identify and block fake or clone devices. Basically, if your phone is stolen, then this app will help you track it better and faster, even better than possibly what the options or privileges that iPhone users or Samsung gives you. Here, this app will help the government trace it faster, is what they claim. It would also help trace lost and stolen phones, as I mentioned. Cloned devices, most importantly, which is used for cyber fraud, can be detected better. Stop fraudulent SIM and call activity. So the government says this is essential to reduce the number of rising cyber fraud cases and improve network safety as well. However, this move has now triggered enough and more criticism. The opposition leaders and privacy experts say this mandatory installation of this app raises several concerns of data privacy, user consent, possible surveillance that could take place. Following this criticism, Communications Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has also clarified, saying this app can be deleted if it's optional. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't, don't. But it's done for security's sake. I'm going to take you through all those reactions there. Smartphone makers, on one hand, have already shown some resistance. Apple, in fact, says its policy itself does not allow such apps to be pre-installed, saying that this could be difficult to breach because this raises a lot of concerns on customers' privacy. They may need software updates for devices already produced, an unprecedented step, of course, here as well. So the larger debate, of course, remains that does this app here really mean surveillance or security? That's the question being asked as of today. Let's take you through the government's response and the opposition's fire.
So it is a snooping app. I mean, clearly, it's ridiculous. Now, where else do they want to, I mean, citizens have their right to privacy. Even all of you must be having a right to privacy to send your own messages to family, friends, without the government looking at everything.
Is the government...
It's not just one thing. It's not just snooping on the telephones. It's overall. They are turning this country into a dictatorship in every form.
These apps can be useful provided they are voluntary. Everybody who needs them should be able to download them. Making anything compulsory in a democracy is troubling, but I need to look a little more as to what the logic is of the government. In fact, the government should explain all this to the public instead of just passing an order that the media reports. I think we need to have a discussion where the government explains what is their thinking. For me, I think an app that actually helps us to locate our phones or whatever, all of that is not a bad idea.
कॉल मॉनिटरिंग है, अगर आप चाहते हो तो इसको आप एक्टिवेट करो, अगर आप नहीं चाहते तो इसे एक्टिवेट मत करो। सुनिए ना, अगर आप इसको अपने फोन पे रखना चाहते हो तो रखो, अगर आप इसको डिलीट करना चाहते हो तो डिलीट करो। ये कस्टमर प्रोटेक्शन की बात है और हर भ्रम को मैं तोड़ने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। आपको डिलीट करना है तो आप डिलीट कर दोगे, आप कोई मैंडेटरी नहीं है।
संचार साथी कैन नॉट रीड योर मैसेजेस। संचार साथी आपके कॉल नहीं सुन सकती है। संचार साथी कैन नॉट लिसन टू योर कॉल्स, आइदर द कॉल्स दैट यू रिसीव और द कॉल्स दैट यू मेक। संचार साथी आपके निजी डाटा तक, पर्सनल डाटा तक नहीं पहुंच सकती। तो क्या काम है संचार साथी का? ये सब कर नहीं सकती है तो वो क्या करेगी? उसका काम सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करने का है।
All right. Well, there you have it. You have the government clearly, flatly refusing that this is not a surveillance app. It's the only job of Sanchar Sathi app is to ensure phone cloning, cyber fraud, theft, all of that can be detected, cracked down better. Let me bring in our panelists to give us a little more clarity. Of course, citizens of this country at this point questioning whether this app will act as security or surveillance. Now, as much as the government now trying to allay fears, the opposition raising questions, critiques saying a lot more. Kanish Gaur, founder, India Future Foundation and cybersecurity expert, joins us. We have Khushbu Jain, advocate, Supreme Court and data privacy law expert, to give us a little more. Kanish, over to you. Is this surveillance or cybersecurity hack proof?
Hi, thank you for bringing me in. See, for bringing any such app, you need to first bring awareness. The government needs to come forward and explain what is the need of such an app. And if they are bringing such an app in the time when they are trying to bring in a data protection law, how they are going to safeguard citizen rights, that is privacy. That is something that needs to be explained. It can't be the other way that you bring in an app, bring in a regulation, and then start getting into explaining that it is not going to do surveillance. So there has to be a meaningful way. In a democracy, you hold public consultations on this matter. You take opportunities to discuss with industry and civil society. You don't impose. You bring in an app and then you inform that this is mandated. Then you come and tell that this app will come preloaded. If you want to uninstall it, you can uninstall it. These things come before, not later. So the approach which the government has taken, I think they could do far better in terms of thinking it in a manner where it is seen more democratic and there the fear mongering is taken away. Because there is too much of fear mongering because people are putting out screenshots right now saying that the app is accessing their data, monitoring their phone, looking at their SMSs. And at the same time, you have explanations coming from non-technical people who are politicians explaining that this doesn't do the same. Now, this leads to more chaos and confusion on ground. If this was the case, they should have used certain technology experts or experts from Department of Telecom to explain this. If political leaders have to do the technical explaining and promote something which is not shown on the app, then I think it's not right in the spirit of democracy.
Well, we're looking very clearly at the government saying that these phone manufacturers like Apple or Samsung must pre-install these apps, in particularly the Saji Sachar app has to be pre-installed, which means that if you buy a phone, that app comes with it. Now you can delete that app later. How many of them have that kind of knowledge or education? Like you said, they should be educated about it. But anyway, a little more clarity, Kanishk, on why are we looking at this to be mandatory pre-installed, and Apple companies like Apple are already saying that this goes against our privacy guidelines. It's not something that we would approve of, as expected.
See, one point of time, government is also trying to bring in a regulation for geo-tagging SIMs to messaging platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, and at the same time, government is trying to pre-install an app. Now, it takes us away from the democratic principles on which our country is framed, the fundamentals which are inscribed in our constitution. Now, through this mechanism, how do you safeguard that the data which the government is collating will not be used for mass surveillance or is securely handled and is safe and would not be hacked by third parties tomorrow? What is the mechanism government has done to ensure enough safety and security of such an app? All those questions remain unanswered today. No one has actually looked at the safety and security. If I go back, in the CoWIN app, we had similar security issues and there were leakages which happened. Recently, the DigiYatra app, there were enough questions asked in terms of some of the private companies cloning the DigiYatra app, right? So any app if government is trying to bring in and pre-install, it has to have certain level of assurance built in. Right now, that level of assurance and trust has not been built in by the government and the Department of Telecom.
Okay. All right. Khushbu Jain, who's a lawyer at this point, give us a little more, Khushbu, on citizens feeling slighted, a lot of them believing that this could mean surveillance, trying to find out what they're up to, what they do, get data access for the government at this point. Of course, this is the wildest of imagination, and could very well be true. We know some countries probably are doing it secretly. We trust the Indian government not to do this, and they promise that this is only for security purposes. But many of them, including the opposition, as expected, are not convinced. Tell us a little more on the legal implications. You have companies like Apple calling this a violation of data privacy breach.
See, let's understand what the app is. Or app is designed to protect users against any kind of identity theft, number one. Number two, any kind of device theft. Number three, any kind of online scams that is happening to enable them to check on SIM cards or usage or blocking of lost or lost or stolen mobile devices, verification of official contact numbers, which is consistent with, let's understand, the basic duty of the state. State is entasked, understand this part, state is entasked to safeguard its citizen, to protect its citizen. Its duty is to do that. And if this would have not been there, we would have said that they are not performing their duty, because we are seeing the number of cyber crimes that are increasing. 1930, everything else is something which is after a crime has happened. This is something which is a prevention part of it, or a preemptive measure that is put across. Now, if one has to understand what does this app practically takes, it's nothing. I have downloaded the app. You go to your settings, you see, open your camera settings, see how many apps have gotten access to that. This app doesn't take access to your camera, doesn't take access to your location, doesn't take access to your phone book, doesn't take access to your gallery, doesn't take access to your tracking. If all these features are not there, practically just by giving a pre-installed app is something which is enabling so many citizens who are using smartphone after COVID has come in place, that they are forced to switch to smartphones, and we are looking at digital India as our future. That's where the government is trying to give you that security in place. One has to understand, this is not a surveillance part of it, but look at the aspect that a government is duty bound to safeguard its citizen, and it is like a check post. We have a check post in place. Without that, there is a problem. That's what government is trying to do in the world of internet. Are they taking the data right now? No, absolutely not. It is not visible. You don't need an expert to understand this. Open your phone, you download yourself, and just see through that are they taking access to this, and you will be shocked when you see your camera setting that how many apps that you have downloaded has an access to your phone gallery, has an access to your camera, has an access to your device location, has an access to tracking aspect of it. So I think we need to understand that what exactly it is aimed for. Is it doing that? Is it
saying that we are already, if we have fear of being if we have fear of being snooped into, we are already being snooped into by apps. Forget apps that you're, forget the other cybersecurity apps, but also your social media apps like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They all have information that you may not want them to have, but they have it. When downloading those apps or using it, you're very openly and freely, without a thought, giving information, your personal information to these platforms. Then what's the problem if the government wants to install a cybersecurity hack-proof app? A good take on that, certainly.
Why pre-install? Why pre-install such an app?
No. Pre-install,
let it be on the Play Store.
There are X number of people who don't understand when to download, and this is a security feature.
Do an awareness. No. If you have security features,
like it, uninstall
let it be on the Play Store. Let it be on the Play Store. Spread awareness.
It's not the choice. You need to understand the government is duty bound here to take care of its
government
citizens'
is not
safety
duty
and
bound
security.
to,
Absolutely,
no,
who else? You are expecting Meta to be duty bound to take care of people's security?
No, they can say
it's government tasks.
Meta does
it's
not.
their duty to
Instagram does not
do
come
this.
pre-installed on your phone.
I am saying if they are failing to do this, they are failing on that
Meta
part which they are
platforms.
entrusted.
Instagram doesn't come pre-installed on your phone. Let people decide. Give them a choice at least, right? If they want to have this app on their phone, and then let them take that call. Why are you assuming
you not have a phone which
that
has
people
pre-installed apps?
don't
You have minimum of 10 pre-installed apps whenever you buy a phone.
But let me decide what permissions I want to give, which app I want to
you
have.
are absolutely okay to give permissions. You can decide over here to give permissions. It is not taking that. It is not taking that data. You need to understand. Let's not create an uproar among people when government is trying to keep its citizens secure.
Khushbu,
No,
let me ask you this.
No, but
Let's understand basics.
Okay,
No?
my
What
question is,
what the
Kanishk, you're
understanding
saying
said?
that the
What
government
does
is
the
not
law say
looking at
and
that
what
kind of
app is
data,
already talking
but who's
about?
auditing that? You're saying the government is not
Exactly.
looking at
The
that kind of
audit part
data. Who's
on the
auditing
security
that?
Who's
audit,
auditing?
I
Where
am
is
with
the
you
independent
that there should
assessment?
be
Where is the
security, but
independent
that is not
assessment?
just government, that is
Where is
everybody.
the independent
Everybody
assessment
who
of
should keep
this Sanchar
security in
Sathi app?
place.
Khushbu, have you seen the independent assessment of this report? Has any secure expert validated that this app is secure?
So, Kanish, then I
Any
would
third-party
request
testing
that every
assurance?
app that is available in Indian jurisdiction should go through that.
Every app. Okay.
It's a very
We
good
are
suggestion.
let's
But
a
are you and me
pre-installed app
capable to
you bring
understand
in.
that? Are you, me, and
No,
capable to
so
understand that?
recently we are you
Every
have
app
a
should go through
DigiYatra app.
what?
Every app should go through that
DigiYatra
security
app.
aspect, which he's saying that that
Okay.
report should be visible when it comes to security audit. I
Of
am
course,
with
if the
you on
government
that.
is
I am never
mandating,
against
if the government is
security of
mandating,
citizen,
government is
privacy of
mandating
citizen.
it. No, if
Okay.
the government is mandating, there has to be certain level of assurance, right? We are doing
There is
it.
But
an assurance.
Now,
in
How are
that
you
sense,
assuming and
Khushbu,
presuming that
you have accountability for these apps in foreign countries.
security
Facebook
audit
is
is not
facing
you.
multiple legal hassles where people have outrightly filed lawsuits against Facebook for trying to prey on their information, for seeking personal information, and they are legally liable. But if a government of India, if the country's government imposes pre-mandatory installation, who questions it?
I am with you on this. When it comes to privacy, when it comes to security, even the exemption under the DPDP Act doesn't go to the government. Security aspect, even government has to keep data secure. They are not given that exemption. But when it comes to duty, when it comes to performing for larger good, when it comes to situations like this, government is bound to do these things. But security, I am absolutely with you, because if you're putting that security aspect for A, B, C company who are private entities, it should be similar for the government as well, because my data is with them. But you have to also understand that they are not having any backdoor entry to your data. The app that it is visible right now, it doesn't have a backdoor entry. It takes your consent. I go on the app. If I share a number that this is a suspected number, or this is the number from which I got a call which can be a fraud, or this is the fraud related aspect, that data is something which they're gonna keep it. But not access to your phone gallery, access to your camera, access to your location, or trying to track you wherever you're going. That's not the concept of the app, and that's not there in the app. Please download and see through your phone.
But it's interesting. It's interesting that the government plans to pre-install the app. It's auto-installed on these smartphones, and then the deletion comes only later. So there's the option of choice here is sort of hazy. It's people are not going to be spotting it. A lot of them. My mother does not know what apps are on the phone that are pre-installed. She has no idea how to delete an app or how to install an app. So for her, she's going to be oblivious. I'm not saying that the government's doing anything wrong, but the option of choice is jaded. It's not absolutely clear for the people.
I'm with you.
Let me bring in Dilip Cherian as well, who's also a brand guru. He understands consumer policy and brands. Dilip Cherian, thanks very much for joining us. And your take on this, on the app that's been mandated for smartphones to have so that they could curb cybersecurity. Now, look, on one hand, as much as we want to diss it, we're looking at the worst cybersecurity cases. The rise is exponential. In the last year or two, cybersecurity cases, cyber threats has increased exponentially. Senior citizens, people of all ages, in fact, have lost a lot of money. Their data has been stolen, stones fallen, and crime itself is out of control because of loose cybersecurity laws. Now, according to the government, or rather cybersecurity itself, but according to the government, this is one way of tightening the law, which is put an app so that they are able to detect this kind of crimes, and that therefore their law machineries will act to cracking it. So critics calling this nothing but a double-edged sword. On one hand, you might promise to protect us, but also you're spying on us.
I think the minister has done very well by announcing outside Parliament that the option to delete the app exists. It is extraordinarily suspect that government should ask for a pre-installation of an app. App installation should be the business of a citizen. We are now, please understand, we are talking of a government which has not been able to get its act together as far as street cameras are concerned. So, let's not say that government has a duty to protect its citizen. Of course, government has a duty to protect the citizens. That's what taxes are paid for. That's why governments are elected. But they have no business in a situation where in the recent past there have been instances where government has, for example, said that you will use a certain app for messaging. It's a different thing that the app died a sudden death, or that in the past it tried to create its own social media thing. Government is not in this business. Government should just focus on providing adequate security in the homes, in the roads, in the railway stations, in police place, in places where they're supposed to do. Pre-installing an app on your phone sounds unfortunately suspicious, and I'm delighted that the minister has made this statement. I hope it converts into policy. As far as global companies are concerned, as far as brands are concerned, what they put onto their phones, again, needs to be examined, and we need to make sure that they also get drawn into this issue of privacy. And
it's so hard to get the American government, okay, let alone India. The American government finds it very hard to get Apple to share data with them on the biggest of crime cases. So Apple is very clear cut and curt about their privacy policies. So, and a lot of us use iPhones, you know, as much as we might think Apple is expensive, it's in every second person's hand.
But also,
right?
you know,
and
phones,
Apple is also known to be one of the safest devices. That's what they claim,
but
and
these phones
it's
allow
also
you to
by and large
trace
true.
where your phone is lost.
But now Apple has resisted, saying we're not going to do it.
Phones can be
now,
traced.
Apple, for example, is saying they're not going to do it, or at least that's what they intend not to comply.
Download.
So what will happen? Do you believe that the government Do you believe that the government will then arm twist companies like Apple, that we will not, I mean, could that be the next possibility, that if Apple denies it, then you've got, you know, then the government might just impose some restrictions on Apple's entry into India then? Could that be a possibility? Kashish, you want to bring in your views on that?
I think Apple has...
Khushbu, I beg your pardon. Khushbu.
Yeah. All right. So see, I really want to take back over here on understanding. And I think I loved your example that your mother also today doesn't understand the art, where what all apps are in her phone and what has to be uninstalled or installed. Understand the example which a previous speaker of mine said. I love the example that CCTV cameras, why are they put when it comes to security of the states? They don't want to do a surveillance that who are you walking with on the road. Same thing is happening in the digital world. You're giving an app, people don't understand. They are making sure that when you are talking about digital India, you want everybody to practically do banking online, to you know, study online, do everything. They are bringing in an app in place which can be a preemptive, not after that you are scammed. That this is the way you can check, not forcing you, but giving you that option right there with it. That boss, you want to be on the apps, you want to be on the digital aspect of it. This is the way to check. You see the number of complaints that are filed every day when it comes to cybercrime, and that would be just 10%, because rest 90% of the people don't even file a complaint for small amounts that they have been, you know, duped with online. With that staggering number is where government is trying to do a preemptive step that, boss, you need to understand what is happening in the digital world, and this is the preemptive way to do it. Why are we questioning? It's not a plug-in to take your data. The data you will share is the data they're going to utilize it to build in the repository, to act upon it, to tell you this is a fraud number, this is not a fraud number, to tell you which mobile number of yours is registered with you, to tell you the stolen mobile details. Why it is considered as negative over here? I'm failing to understand this part. And coming to your direct question, for companies like Apple or Google or anybody for that matter, India is one of the largest consumer base. We are one of the largest. Practically, they should abide when it comes to laws, when it comes to policy of India, when it comes to these policies wanting to safeguard and secure its citizens.
Have their own policies, you can't arm twist them.
Which can be bigger than securing your own citizens. I think it is a job of the government that they should do this, and anybody who wants to come in between that, I don't think so. That's a decision that is to be discussed as well.
So then it should be optional. If I mean, nobody is doubting the
clicking on the
government's
option.
intentions.
Let me
This
come on
comes
optional content.
with a doubt only because it's being forced to be pre-installed. The fact that
Again-
the companies are mandated in 90 days' time, all fresh smartphones must pre-install it. That's where the doubt comes as to why are people being forced. It should be optional. If they have an option to delete it, then might as well keep it an app that can be downloaded intentionally with choice. Why make it deliberate? Make it pre-mandated. That's the big question. What about devices that are already manufactured? What happens then?
They're asking
what
you that
about
those
devices like mine that I already have? Now
Yeah.
it's
So
up to
there
me
also
that
it is
I
mandated for
it's
them.
up to
It
me
is-
that I
it is-
download it.
It has been asked that you need to download those and put it across into it. I'm again saying that choice is in a way reduced. That we are talking about that
Okay,
choice.
so you
that
update
is-
your software
it is
basically.
reduced. It is reduced. But you need to understand that this choice part, you need to see it on the aspect of whether this choice is in a way negatively taking it or empowering you when it comes to your security and safety. It is practically empowering you. And again, I'm repeating that the answer comes from your own statement that there are so many people, my mother, your mother, my grandfather, who doesn't want to install, doesn't understand that. So they are getting that option in the phone pre-built. If still you feel that I don't want to have it, choice is yours. But it is duty of the state to bring in that security and make it visible to you rather than just lying, going to the Sanchar Sati app, searching something and doing it, which was there from a past 1 year. If you'll see, not that this is the first time. Sanchar Sati is there from 1 year. We have these options which are available. But number of people going and checking that is very less because awareness is less. Because people don't understand how to do this and what to do it. That's where this app is coming in place.
Okay,
equipping
what
everybody,
Dilip
your
Cherian says,
grandfather, my
why
grandfather to
shouldn't
understand
there
this.
mechanisms like your CCTV cameras, law enforcement be more stringent? Why can't we work towards those areas first before we get technical?
No, because
And
you know what?
also,
Because
I think the
aspect-
other issue is that when you have options, don't forget that both the Android and the Apple systems allow you to trace your phone if it is stolen. Yeah, Truecaller, for example, allows you to spot spam calls before they come to your phone. So, I think that this is not what technology and creating these kinds of buffers is a choice that each consumer needs to make on her own, whether she's your grandmother or whether she's the lady who sells you vegetables. I think they are today, India's citizens are far sharper than citizens across the world. This gives you the feeling of a nanny state, and I think that is just the kind of thing which impinges on the sense of comfort that an average
sir, give me
citizen
one answer.
has.
Give me one answer. I'm sorry. Sir, just give me one answer. What do you consider putting a seat belt as a compulsion when you drive? A driver's seat and the seat next to it, there is a compulsion. Can I say that I should have a choice whether I want to die, I want
No.
to have a security in place?
There's
So
a
the
big
answer is
difference
very
that
I
simple.
don't
you
think-
can't compare
no,
this
no,
app
this
with a
is-
seat
With
belt
the
at
choice
this
that I
point.
want to drive without seat belt.
Yeah,
If I
you
want to
can't
be
compare the
safeguarded,
app
then
with the
only I
seat
will put
belt,
it. Why
ma'am.
government is forcing me?
No,
No, but you
I
can't
think
compare the app
lady
with the
does
seatbelt.
protest
You're
too much.
basically then in that case you're trying to project like as if there is absolutely no. You're then trying to project that there are no other options except for this app. But there are options, right? You have cybersecurity safety apps on its own. You can buy a package. You have iPhones and
Why do you
Samsung
want to
giving
buy a package when
cybersecurity
government is
within
doing something which
inbuilt
is
within
true?
your
Then I can
phones. You
practically
have
have-
tracking mechanisms. You have all of those mechanisms.
And
This
Why
then
is
should
wear a good
government have
suit
to
and
do
wearing
this?
the car and sit and drive. Why do you have a seatbelt option? See, one has to understand the aspect of accountability, the aspect of security.
that's a wrong
I'm with you.
analogy, I'll
But
say.
That's
This
a very
Sanchar
wrong
Sati app
analogy.
I don't
cannot
think so we
be
can
a
question
seat belt
government when it
because
comes
there
to
have been
trying to
several other
protect
options
citizens.
that have, yeah.
No, you can
There are
even
several
say that
other
you have the
options
right
that have
to-
been in place.
to
Okay.
to
No,
ride
we
to office
welcome
on your cow, since the cow is a holy animal.
we welcome the
That's
government's
silly
intention.
argument.
Sir,
It
I'm
doesn't
sorry, I
get us
interrupted you in
anywhere.
between.
Okay.
And
That's all I
think
have time for. I
brand
apologize.
India-
I really,
brand India is affected by this kind of activity.
Well, the brand India is also affected by the rising amount of cyber security crimes. So I don't know, it's very difficult to put my finger on this, considering that there is a real threat that's looming on Indians, no doubt. But this forced installation of the app is something that's unsettling. But let's see how this pans out. We welcome the intention of the government at least at the forefront. Thanks very much, both of you, Dilip Cherian. We lost Kaushik and Khushbu for joining us on this.